My name is Dr. Éverol Hussein, and I am a consultant with the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, the regional office in Cairo. And what I'm working on here is gathering information in Sudan, which would help me design or help us design regional communication strategy to get the abandonment of FGM in 5 countries in the region. And the 5 countries are Sudan, Egypt, Djibouti, Yemen, and Somalia. So I'm visiting some of the countries to find out what programs are being carried out with regard to FGM, what programs seem to work, what programs seem not to work, what lessons we could learn from one country to the next, which perhaps we could use in a few other countries. So that's the main purpose of my mission. So one of the things I've been exploring in Sudan is what projects are being carried out, and one is the Salima initiative for the abandonment of FGM, which is being carried out in partnership with UNICEF and a number of other organizations here. As I talk to people, one of the things I'm trying to understand is the reason for why FGM continues to be a strong cultural practice among people in Sudan. It's clear that something is making a difference, because we are seeing a decline in the proportion of young girls, I believe it's under the age of 14, who are being circumcised or who are being cut. And that is a good indication that something is working, and I would love to find out what is making that particular difference. What I'm learning is that there's so many different reasons that families have for carrying out this practice of female circumcision. One, of course, is some families would say it's linked to religion. Of course, it has nothing to do with Islam, but there's a belief that it does. But it's, for example, it's not practiced in Saudi Arabia, it's not practiced in Jordan, it's not practiced in many Muslim countries. So I'm curious as to why has that become an Islamic thing in places like Sudan and Egypt and elsewhere. Another reason I hear is that, well, we have to protect the girl's virginity, we have to make sure that she's eligible for marriage, and so one reason for doing that is having the girl cut or having the girl circumcised. That I'm still trying to understand, because apparently being cut is no guarantee that one is a virgin, and what I'm hearing from young men in Sudan is that it doesn't matter to them whether the girl is cut or not cut when it comes to deciding to marry them. There are other characteristics of the partner that they're interested in, and whether the girl is circumcised or not circumcised apparently is not one of the main things that they consider. On the other hand, some people tell me, no, there are some men who say they will not marry a girl who is not cut. So I'm trying to find out more about that. But it seems the younger generation, it's an issue that doesn't bother them. And I think if you ask them what their real preference is, a lot of young men would probably say, I would probably prefer that the girl not be cut. So the cutting and the circumcision as a way to ensure that the girl is eligible for marriage, I'm trying to understand how mothers think through that, which then leads them to making that decision, I will have my daughter circumcised. So I'm trying to understand this and then try to come up with a communication plan that would persuade mothers this is not a good thing to do, and while it is an old cultural practice, every now and then there's some cultural practice we should get rid of, abandon, and this is one.